Hey guys, I'm Mary Elise and welcome back to my channel, to my academic series. Yes, the videos include how to find scholarships, what to bring to college, what you don't need to bring to college, and so much more. While there is a beauty part to my channel, I definitely am all about my books, so make sure you go to my channel, check out the playlist that says academic tips, hit that, and you can just watch all of the academic tips back to back to back to back. Before we get into the video, I want to do a quick introduction of myself. I am a second-year international studies major with a concentration in international development, and also I have a minor in documentary filmmaking, and I attend the illustrious Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia. You already know I have to wear my school stuff. Go Spelman, the #1 HBCU for 13 consecutive years, just in case you didn't know. And while this is a how to find the perfect school for you video, I also want to mention that if you're interested in Spelman and you came for that reason, all of these factors are what I took into consideration and are the things that made me choose Spelman. So today, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're either stuck between two schools, your favorite two schools, and you don't know how to choose, or you just simply don't know where to start, what to look for in a college, or any school you choose to go to. And I'm here today to give you that information with 10 simple tips to help you find the school just for you, the perfect school for you. Let's get into the video. So tip #1 is to know what type of school you're looking for. I know that seems really broad, but I promise you it can be broken down even more. By type, I mean, do you want to go to a private school, a public school? Do you want to start off at a community college? Do you want to go to a four-year university? Do you want to go to an HBCU? Or are you looking to go to a school that has a specific program only for those specific students, such as an art school or a film school or anything in specific? So just have an idea of what type of school you're looking for, because narrowing that down will give you a nice and steady list to work with. Tip #2 is to look for a school within your major. So some people go to college not knowing what they want to major in, and some people already have their mind set on what they want to do, and they are just focused on that one thing. I'm here to tell you that, especially if you just selected your major and you're like, yeah, this is what I want to do, be really careful, because 9 times out of 10, I'll say 8 times out of 10, it might change. And that is totally normal. That is normal for your major to change. I have a friend, she changed her major from political science to education. Try not to choose a school specifically just for one major. Try to have a range of 3 to 5 majors to make sure that that school offers different programs and different majors that will fit each of your needs, just in case you decide to switch, or if you want to add a minor or a double major. Tip #3 is the size of the school that you want to go to. Do you want to go to a really big school, or do you want to go to a really small school? Each of these schools will provide you with different environments and different settings, okay? So be aware of that. Also, when you're considering this, take into consideration your high school experience. Did you like the size of your high school? Did you think it was too many people? And would you rather go into a college or university where it's a smaller amount of people, or would you rather go into a new environment with a lot of new people? When doing this, don't jump straight out of your comfort zone, because college is so different from high school. So please choose wisely, ladies and gentlemen. Back when I was in like the 8th grade, I thought I wanted to go to a college that was like 20,000 people, but no, that would have been too much for me. So I'm glad I chose the school that I go to, because it's currently like 2,000 people, and that is double the size of my high school. So now I'm in a bigger environment, larger population of people, and so it's just a lot better for me, and it's not too big, it's not too small. I feel good. I want to say there are pros and cons of going to big schools, and there are pros and cons of going to smaller schools. For instance, if you choose a smaller school, you will most likely see these people a lot. You'll start seeing the same faces, things spread a lot more quickly, but on the brighter side, you definitely get a chance to get to know more people because it's such an intimate and small and tiny community, and it's just amazing. Another bonus is the classroom sizes, okay? This is the one. So if you go to a smaller school, it is more than likely that your classrooms will be a lot smaller. The ratio of professor to students will be a lot better, and you'll have more one-on-one time with your professor, a lot more in the classroom without being surrounded by 100 other people like you would at a bigger college. So be prepared. Tip number 4 is the location of your school. This played a huge factor in me choosing Spelman because, y'all, okay, if you know me, then you know where I'm from, and I'm from a very small city in Mississippi. So yeah, but my college is in Atlanta, Georgia, so I went from such a small, tiny city to this big, vibrant, lively, enthusiastic, exciting city, and I just loved it so much because I lived in like this small town all my life, and I just wanted something new. I wanted more things to do. Yeah, so make sure when you're choosing your college that you choose a location that you can actually enjoy. Some people prefer to stay home because they're comfortable with that, and that is okay. If you want to go to a college that is located right in your city, stay there. If you don't, then don't. It's all up to you, and just make sure you're taking into account all of the factors and not just one factor. Also, along with location, just know about the city, the state. Is this a place that you've been before? Is this a place that is new to you? Do you want to go abroad to a whole different country to go to college? With Corona out, I think not. But, you know, it's a possibility though, so look into those too. And be mindful of the way you'll be able to transport yourself when you do go to a different city or different state, because different cities have different public transportations. So you need to know if you're going to commute to college, if you're going to take public transportation, are you going to stay on campus? So just knowing all of those factors that go into going out of state or even staying in your city are important things to know and to consider. Tip number 5. I know college is for your academics, studying and making good grades, yes, but you also have other things that come along with the college experience, and that is joining organizations and becoming involved in your campus. School spirit, yay! So another thing to consider are organizations and different groups that you can join on the campus that interest you. So most schools have a website where you can go and look at the organizations and, you know, things that they offer as far as joining things. That way you'll be prepared for what is to come. Look into that to make sure that those are things that you would like to join and be involved in. But even if a school doesn't offer this one particular club that you just really want to carry on into college, you can always start your own. So yeah, so don't be afraid to try to reach out and try to start it when you get to your college. That's another tip for another day. And not only organizations, but also look into their programs as well. So if you want to study abroad one year, maybe your college specializes in that and has a special department just for study abroad. That's a great thing to know. And also look for extracurriculars like athletics. So if you want to play a sport at the college, make sure they have it. Make sure they have it. I'm gonna just take a pause real quick because so all 4 years of high school I played golf. Thank you. Okay, for all 4 years of high school, I played golf and I loved it so much, but my school doesn't offer any sports, so I had to say, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice this one thing because my school checks off all of the other things. So, you know, that's something that you have to consider. Sometimes all of the points won't be in your school. Tip number 6 is the atmosphere of the school. So before you go to a school, you should always take a tour. Don't just go to a school and never have been before. Don't do that. Just don't. So by the atmosphere, when you're touring the school, how do you feel? How do the people around you look? Do they look happy? Do they look sad? How do the teachers and staffs and tour guides interact with you? Are people friendly? Are people mean? Do people interact with you? Because these things say a lot about the school that you want to go to. So if you're going to tour school that may be your top choice and everybody looks sad, the food isn't good, the staff is not looking happy, you might not want to go there, okay? You might not. But just always know that everybody's experience is different. You might go on a bad day sometimes. So just know that you just need to continue to try to get a feel for it to see how do you feel when you're there. And tip number 7. So this tip may not be important to you, but it's something that you should still take into consideration. And not every school is perfect, so just know that. But know your school's statistics and their rankings, because you don't want to go to a school where they're lacking a lot of things and they probably don't have the best resources for you to use. So you want to make sure if you're paying for school, you're going somewhere where they can actually help you grow as a student and offer you things that you may need while you're a student there. So some things that you might want to look at are the access to their resources, such as a library on campus, and also look at their graduation rates, the retention rate, just to see how long students actually stay at the school. Do students drop out of the school after a year or two? That's important to know. See how many students actually graduate within 4 years. So make sure you're paying attention to all of this because it is important. Important. And you don't want to go somewhere that is not worth your time or your money. Tip number 8. So tip number 8 is to talk to people who are actually attending the school and alum. So I say tip number 8 because you want to hear how other people have experienced the school, because not only will it help you get an idea of how it is, but you can kind of ask questions and learn things that'll help you in the long run if you choose to go to the school, and things that may help you choose a different school, seeing that it may not be what you expect it to be. I also say don't let them talk you into thinking that the school is so perfect or talk you into thinking that the school is trash, because everybody's experience is so different and yours will be even more different than theirs. So always be open to different things, but it's good to ask different general questions so you can get that out the way. And if you don't know anyone at the school or know any alum, all you have to do is use your handy dandy mobile device, hop on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and use those hashtags. Go to the school's social media page, look at who they're tagging. Don't be a stalker, but be a stalker. It's okay to reach out to people for advice, for questions, for help. And especially if they go to the school, if you see someone who has your major that you're looking at, it's really nice to reach out to them and say, hey, how's this program working out for you? Do you like it or no? And people will be more than happy to tell you about it, and they might even help you with your application. Tip number 9 are these stats. Knowing the stats and knowing where you compare and contrast. So this is something that you should definitely not only look at but take into consideration in your own high school studies or wherever you are now, just so you know what that college is looking for in a student. So if you see a college and you're just stuck on this college, university, and you're like, I gotta go there, but their average ACT score is a 32 and you have a 14, then you probably want to work somewhere on that. So make sure that you look at what they usually accept for students, and always remember the average is just the median number. So they do accept students below the average and above the average. But use these stats to your advantage and make sure that you're writing them down and you're keeping up with what they look for and making sure you're keeping your academics in check before you move on to theirs. And never let a school's stats steer you away from the school, because no, don't let it steer you away. You are able to get into any school that you put your mind to. Know that. And most schools look for students who are well-rounded, meaning that they don't look for students who have all A's and that's it. No, they're looking for students who have all A's and B's and maybe a few C's, but has maintained community service, involved in organizations, holds positions, probably played a sport. So just seeing that you're an involved student and seeing that your academic may be a little iffy or your test scores may be a little iffy, it's okay. They'll see that and they'll note that. And tip number 10, the last tip. I saved this tip for last just because I feel like you should not let this tip determine what you can do and what college or university or school you can go to, because there are things called scholarships that will help get you anywhere you need to go. And if you don't know how to apply for scholarships or how to win them, you should check out my other video on how to find scholarships and how to get them, because I tell you all of the tricks and tips that you need to know. But anyways, tip number 10 is basically these schools cost. So even though I say you can get scholarships, you should always remember that going to school comes with a price, of course. So always be mindful of that. Are you able to afford that school? Do you need scholarships? Will you have to use financial aid? That is something that you should definitely look at closely. Not only looking at the cost of the school, look at the scholarships that your school or a school that you're thinking about offered, because you may not know, but your school offers scholarships for different things. You just have to look into them, because some schools are not going to just come right out and say, hey, we have this, and this. No, you're gonna have to look for it yourself sometimes. So make sure that you're paying attention to what they're giving out and what it's for, because you never know. Alright guys, so that's all the tips, but I do have a bonus tip. I want to say that even when you're choosing your school, no school is perfect. You're always going to have a pros and cons to every school. Hopefully this list will help you narrow down the things that you want, just a smudge, just a tiny bit, and just help you get an idea of what you should look for when you're thinking about applying to a college or thinking about going there. What I would suggest is to make a pros and cons list for each school and just try to weigh your options. Even for me, I have a pro and con list for every school that I chose, and even my own school, but for every con I had, there were like 3 more pros. So definitely utilize that and make sure that you're just following your heart. Ooh, that was a bad heart. Hold up. Make sure you're just following your heart at the end of the day. Always remember, you're the one who's going to be attending the school. You're the one who's going to be paying for it, probably not. And you're also going to be the one who has to take the classes and actually participate on campus. So you want to make sure this is where your heart is at and that you're happy with your decision. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any comments, make sure you attach them down below in the comment section. Also, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, because I have so much more coming, so many more videos and tips and tricks for school. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, y'all. Bye guys.